Well, I'm pleased to say that joining us now is H.E Chea, the Assistant Governor at the National Bank of Cambodia, joining us now from Phnom Penh and on the sidelines of the Singapore FinTech Festival. Great to see you there, and thank you very much for joining us. Explain, if you can, the success that you've had with your digital currency and the reason behind it. We just mentioned there, it's because there are two currencies used in that country. Is it to streamline the process?
Well, thank you. First, thank you for having me. In terms of the Bakong, I wouldn't actually term it as a central bank digital currency, although some of the feature or the technical feature of it resemble to a CBDC. To us, it's more of a backbone payment system. And so far, as you mentioned, the adoption has been quite significant, particularly during the pandemic. And what Bakong allows users to do is to transfer money from one bank account to another bank account and creating this interoperability between the different players in the market. And so we also want to encourage the use of local currency through the introduction of Bakong, because before Bakong existence, the electronic transaction in the local currency was insignificant. And with Bakong, we see an increase, although I have to be honest with you that because we allow the usage within Bakong in dual currency, so people can use both US dollars and local currency in Bakong, the use in US dollars remained slightly higher than the use of local currency within the system. But nevertheless, we do see an increase in local currency usage.
Okay. Why do you think the adoption has been so significant? Explain why you think there have been so many people that have wanted to use this method. Is it because of e-commerce? Was it triggered by the pandemic, or perhaps something else?
I think mostly because of the pandemic, the adoption has been quite significant. And I mean, the e-payment space in Cambodia was already quite mature in a way before Bakong. But the problem was the interoperability, and that is different players, different users of different service providers can't send money to users from another service provider. And what Bakong allows is that interoperability that created convenience. And particularly during the pandemic, when you can't go out and withdraw cash, I mean, there's limited movement, etc. Being able to send money to somebody else through the backbone payment system was very convenient to the users. And of course, also the boom in electronic commerce is also one of the reasons why the adoption of Bakong made it, the boom of e-commerce made the adoption of Bakong a lot more easier.
How much of an issue has the fact that there's a large unbanked population in the country of Cambodia, in your country, where people don't have access to traditional forms of banking? How much of a role has that played, do you think?
So Bakong facilitate the adoptions of, the access to formal financial services. But again, we're speaking about, a very sophisticated technology, which is the blockchain technology that require people to at least have a smartphone in order to use the system. So to that end, I think we are able to capture the segment of the population who have smartphone, who have some form of digital literacy already into the system, and we make it easy in terms of the registration. So you can just register, download Bakong from App Store or Google Play, and then enter your phone number, and that already allows you to transact within a small amount of money already. And if you want to increase that, you need to enter more detail, that is your ID, and furthermore, you have to be physically present at the bank branch. So that's the tiered KYC alone is facilitating the entry of the unbanked population into the formal financial system.
Yeah, absolutely. What is your organisation then, the National Bank of Cambodia, doing then to try and further promote innovation to help out when it comes to financial services inequality in places like Cambodia?
Well, generally speaking, we need a proper ecosystem for tech startup. And this is something that the government of Cambodia is currently working on, a incentive scheme that would include seed funding and technical assistance to tech startup in general. In terms of fintech, there's a lot that the FinTech Association themselves has been working on. The National Bank of Cambodia has been providing a lot of assistance as well in terms of comments and input into new services. We're also trying to see how we can increase cross-border payment system. We're working on an open banking infrastructure so that it would be easier for banks to adopt new technology going forward and make financial services more convenient to their customers.
Okay, we have to wrap it up there. Thank you very much, though, for the insights there. H.E Chea from the National Bank of Cambodia there.